the Sacramento Kings have won 2 straight, and tonight they have the opportunity to go 3 when they face the Phoenix Suns, who just came off a loss to the Houston Rockets. What has changed with this Sacramento Kings team? If you're a Kings fan, obviously, we all know the answer. And the answer to that question is one man by the name of Keegan Mitchell Murray. Keegan M. Murray. The M is been for money because that's what he's been for the Sacramento Kings since he came back. You know, the first game was he's a little rusty. So, but the last 2, Keegan has been the player that everyone hoped he would be when they drafted him number 4. When they took him at the number 4 pick, this is the type of player you expected to get at some point. Now, it's only been 2 games, 2 wins. But like I've been saying, I've said this on my podcast, I said this on the drive. I said the door is open for Keegan Murray to become the franchise player for this team. The door is open. And I think he understands that. I think he actually knew that before the season even got started, before the injury. I think in Keegan's mind, he's seen an opportunity to really put his stamp on this organization, to become a centerpiece of Scott Perry's future plans. I think Keegan understood that. And like he said, he got away from Sacramento over the summer, said he had a great offseason, said he did things a little different. One of those things that I know he did differently is he didn't work out with De'Aaron Fox this year. The first 2 years, that's what he did every day. He played Fox one-on-one. He worked out with him. Obviously they're not teammates. I don't think that's why he didn't work out with him this year. I mean, I'm sure it played a part, but I think he understood it was time to get some new work in. And I know where he is at, actually. I know who he is working out with. And I'm not going to talk about it this episode. I want to figure out a little more about those workouts before I start, explaining what we're seeing. And I don't think this is going to be a 2-game thing. I expect another strong performance from Keegan tonight against the Phoenix Suns. I expect another performance that shows that he understands that he needs to be the man for this team, and he has to be the man for this team. They're 5-13. Definitely not the start the Kings hope for, but it's where they're at. Now, what happens next? Keegan's gonna play a huge part in that. But I think he comes out strong. And my main thing with Keegan, I don't care how many points he scores. I don't care, how, what I don't care what the final score is, personally. What I want to see from Keegan is just the aggression. And like when I talked to him last game and and I asked him about, his mindset or whatnot, he was like, there's not going to be any problem with aggression this year. I understand that. He unlocked another mindset. And when you make a statement like that, clearly you understand now I got to back it up. Now I have to go put my money Where yeah, I gotta go out there and do my thing. Put your money where your mouth is. Ain't that, that's a weird saying. But we'll talk about that another day. But I think Keegan understands the assignment, and he understands on a nightly basis he's going to have to guard the best player on the other team, and we're still expecting you to be aggressive on offense. I don't care if you miss shots. I just want you being aggressive. I don't care if you smoke a layup, which he did last game in a marvelous performance, 26 points, 15 rebounds. He should have had 30 because he smoked two easy layups. But I don't care about that because all I do care about is the aggression. And I'm gonna tell you, like, mindset. Let's talk about his mindset. I will share this with you. This was the moment I knew we were going to see a different Keegan Murray. Now, Keegan has been known to be, quiet. He doesn't talk unless he has to or unless he wants to. You know, but media day, I seen Keegan media day, obviously, but I seen him aside from, you know, the actual scrum and everything or whatever, the media availability. And it was a split second. It wasn't even like, oh, I sat down with Keegan and we talked. But it was a split second. And Keegan walked by me and, just walking in passing, usually, you say what's up or whatever. Or I more so gave Keegan a head nod. And I've done this with Keegan a bunch of times. A head nod, he may head nod, and keep walking, or he may say, what's up, or whatever. But he looked at me, came and shook my hand and said, what's up? Nice to see you again. And I was like, whoa. The Keegan kind of initiated a conversation with me. I'm like, who is this? I asked his dad. I asked Keegan. I was like, man, what's gotten into Keegan? Because he seen me and just came and talked. So when that happened, I knew at that moment, I knew the Sacramento Kings was getting a different Keegan Murray this season. Then he got hurt. Things got derailed, pushed back a little bit. But just even like you look at how he talks, to the media at the press conference, they're no longer just short answers like he doesn't want to be there. He understands what has to happen. After having a good game, you got to talk. Sometimes you got to talk after having a bad game. I think Keegan gets it. I think Keegan understands it. And I think Keegan is going to have a career season. And this is just the beginning. Once you unlock a mindset, like, let's say, like a superhero, when they unlock, or on a video game, you unlock a new ability. You don't really know how to use it yet like that, but you got it. And you got to use it. You just got to figure it out. Like Mario Kart. You get the bananas on Mario Kart, just because you got them don't mean you start just tossing them all over the place. I'm a Mario Kart guru, but you don't just start tossing them just because you got them. And you got to place them things out there strategically. Right when you get ready to cross the finish line, you see somebody speeding up on you in second place, drop that thing right there. Keegan Murray, he's unlocked a new mindset. And now we're going to start seeing him figure out how to use it, figure out how to become a better, consistent player, and figure out how to become the leader of this team. Because that's what he has to be. And this doesn't, when I said franchise player earlier, maybe he becomes that. But the one thing I think Keegan has to become is the leader. Is a leader. You know, let's say they draft Cam Boozer or AJ DeBonte or any of those top guys next year. You know that they're gonna. You know, everybody gonna say it's their team. You know, they're the franchise player, and maybe they will be, but they won't come in a leader. Keegan has to be the Kings leader, and I think it has to start now. I think this season is where he has to learn how to be a leader. And y'all heard DeMar DeRozan. You know, he said it's Keegan's team, and some people took it as fluff. You know, DeMar just saying the right thing. You know, he's calling them special, blah blah blah. But I think if we go back through DeMar DeRozan's career, I think if we go back and look at a lot of his interviews and stuff about young players and up and coming things of that nature, I don't think we could find a lot of times where he consistently calls a player special unless he believed it. Because this isn't the first time DeMar has gave Keegan this type of praise. It was media day last year. That was one of the first things DeMar said. He said he is very excited to work with Keegan. He said Keegan reminded him of himself, as a youngster being quiet, but he is like he has the ability to do everything. He has the body. He has he can shoot the rock. He can handle the rock. It's all about getting his confidence right. And DeMar was like, I'm, so juiced about working with Keegan and helping him develop into the player that he could be. He's always said Keegan is special, and Keegan could be as good as Keegan wants to be. So I don't. When I heard that, I wasn't surprised. I was surprised a little that he said it's Keegan's team. I was a little surprised at that. But no, I think if you're a basketball mind and just understand basketball, you would do just like I did. I said I mean, I'm taking credit for it too. I was the first person to say it. I said it, like I said, I said it on my pod. I said it on the radio. I said Keegan has the opportunity to take over this team this year. Keegan has the opportunity to be the guy, and it starts this year. DeMar understands that too. That's why DeMar said what he said. Now it's up to Keegan to, back it up with another great performance. He has to get better. He has to continue to get better. 2 games is not enough. These games have to keep racking up. They have to become consistent. Keegan Murray should be a 20-point scorer in this league. I want to see him there this year. And I think we will. And another thing I'm wondering, because we're a day before Thanksgiving, can Keegan Murray, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and crew, can they deliver us a beam to take us into Thanksgiving? That would be nice. A beam to take us into Thanksgiving, because it'll be on till I think it goes off at midnight, so it'll cut out right. Maybe they'll hold it out there a minute just so we got a Thanksgiving beam. But that is the next mission. How do the Kings get three in a row? They're 5-13 of the season. 6-13 sounds better. They're playing well. Malik Monk is playing well. The guys, just because of Keegan Murray's presence, seem like everybody has more energy. Everybody is playing in a position that feels a little more natural. Everyone except Zach LaVine. I expect a bounce back game for Zach. I think Zach is going to get in that 20-point range, maybe even give you 30. Who knows? But I expect a win tonight. I'll say it right now. I expect the Kings to win 3 straight. I expect the Kings to take down the Phoenix Sun. And we were talking about amongst the media section. It was like, will the Kings blow a team out this season? Or will every game be close or a blowout loss? I think tonight is going to be a blowout. I think tonight the Kings dominate the Phoenix Suns. Call me crazy, but at least you call it. And I'm gonna get out of here because got to get ready for the game and stuff. Get my mind right. Uh, Let me know. Hit me up in the DMs under Mark Haynes NBA on all social media platforms. Make sure you're following the Closer Sports on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to the Bleav In Kings podcast, the best podcast around. That's going to continue to get better and better and better. But I'm your host, Mark Haynes, and I'm signing out. Maybe I'll be back tonight. Maybe I'll be getting ready to eat on some turkey and macaroni and cheese and all greens and it's a slim chance I'm on tonight. Now I'm thinking about all this food. So, if y'all don't hear from me again tonight, I hope everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Um, I hope you eat until your belly feels like it's about to bust, but it don't, because I don't want nobody in the hospital or whatever. So, watch yourself. But no, I hope you enjoy your time with your family, your time off. Make sure you tell all your loved ones you love them. And after you tell them you love them, tell them to subscribe to the Bleav In Kings pod, because that's where they can find us all. But till next time, it's your boy Mark Haynes signing out.